In the early 17th century, the throne of the Mughal Empire gleamed with power, wealth, and history. Among the many rulers who sat upon it, one name would forever echo through time: Shah Jahan. Not only as a king of great authority, but as a man whose love story carved itself into marble, shining eternally beneath the sun. Shah Jahan was born in 1592 as Prince Khurram, the son of Emperor Jahangir and grandson of the great Akbar. He grew up among gardens, libraries, soldiers, and scholars. His childhood was shaped by two clear elements: curiosity and ambition. Even at a young age, he studied architecture and design, tracing every detail he saw in palaces, gates, and mosques. He was a warrior too, skilled with sword and strategy. The empire saw in him the reflection of Akbar's wisdom and the intensity of Jahangir's spirit. But it was not his battles nor his royal lineage that made him unforgettable. It was a young lady named Arjuman Banu Begum, known more widely as Mumtaz Mahal. The first time Prince Khurram saw her, she was standing in a bazaar, looking at a piece of crystal jewelry. Her laughter was soft, and her eyes held warmth, and the prince felt something stir in his heart. Later he would say, "That was the moment I knew my destiny." They married in 1612. She became his closest confidant, his advisor, his companion in both joy and sorrow. Unlike many royal marriages of convenience, theirs was a bond of sincerity. Wherever Shah Jahan went, Mumtaz Mahal traveled with him. She accompanied him during military campaigns, diplomatic journeys, and political duties. She understood him in ways no one else ever had. Their love was not loud, it was steady and deep, like a river that flows without end. Years passed and Prince Khurram eventually ascended the throne as Emperor Shah Jahan. Under his rule, the Mughal Empire entered one of its most prosperous eras. Trade flourished across continents, art blossomed, and architecture rose in glory. Shah Jahan believed beauty was a form of worship. He built grand palaces, fountains, mosques, and gardens. The Red Fort in Delhi and the Jama Masjid were just a few of his magnificent creations. But amidst all the grandeur, the emperor's happiest moments were those spent beside Mumtaz Mahal. She was the mother of his children, the keeper of his heart, and the light of his palace. However, destiny holds its own script, and not all love stories are meant to last in the earthly world. In 1631, during a military campaign in the region of Burhanpur, Mumtaz Mahal fell gravely ill while giving birth to their 14th child. Shah Jahan was called to her side. The emperor, who commanded armies and ministers, now sat helplessly near her pillow, holding her fragile hands. Mumtaz Mahal looked at him gently, her voice soft, as if it took great effort to speak. "Promise me," she whispered, "that you will never forget our love. Promise that our story will live even after we are gone." Shah Jahan's heart trembled. "I promise," he said. Moments later, the palace was filled with silence. Mumtaz Mahal, the jewel of the Mughal court, had left this world. The news spread through the empire like a shadow passing over the sun. Shah Jahan locked himself in his chambers for days. He did not eat. He did not speak. When he finally emerged, his hair had turned white. Grief can age a man faster than time. And then he remembered his promise. He would create something so beautiful that the world would never forget her name. What rose next was not just a building. It was an emotion carved in stone. On the banks of the Yamuna River, workers, artists, architects, and craftsmen gathered from Persia, India, Central Asia, and beyond. 20 years of labor, more than 20,000 workers, a palace of white marble that changed colors with the sky. Diamonds, pearls, jade, turquoise, and crystal were inlaid like stars across white stone. The verses of the Quran adorned the walls in perfect harmony. The large dome seemed to float like a pearl in the morning mist. And when it was completed, the world stared in awe. The Taj Mahal, a monument to love, a promise fulfilled. People would say the building breathed, that it spoke without language, that love had taken a physical form. Shah Jahan would visit the Taj Mahal often, sitting across the river just to look at it. Not as an emperor, but as a grieving lover remembering the woman who once laughed beside him in a busy market. But time is not gentle, even to kings. In his last years, Shah Jahan was overthrown by his own son, Aurangzeb, and imprisoned in the Agra fort. His room had a single window through which he could see the Taj Mahal shimmering in the distance. Each day he sat by that window, looking at the monument, whispering stories to memories that no one else could hear. In 1666, Shah Jahan left the world to join the one he had loved. His body was placed beside Mumtaz Mahal, inside the Taj Mahal, where two hearts now rest side by side, a king, a queen, and a love story carved in stone. And to this day, the world stands before the Taj Mahal, not just to admire its beauty, but to feel the echo of a love that refused to fade with time.